Maybe it's like Agent Orange, I think it's called, right?
Backwards.
They use that in defoliation. Okay, so rape and sexual molestation, these are important topics. We shouldn't just joke about them, right? So, Nate in his video mentions that Muslim women were being attacked and they're wearing hijab. Quran doesn't say that hijab will protect you from being attacked. Okay, it says that it makes you known. So that people in the past who were good people, or even today, people, or even not good people, but they're Muslims, they'll know you're a Muslim woman, so they won't proposition you. They won't come up to you. Maybe they think you're even married because you're wearing hijab, so they won't do that. That doesn't stop bad, indecent people from doing bad or indecent things to women, right? Just like women in the West get raped all the time, and it doesn't matter if they're not wearing hijab. So Nate thinking that hijab is supposed to protect you, that's not in the Quran, number one. And then it's supposed to be, the society would be better under an Islamic law rule where you have Islamic laws, where you have the Sharia, and a rapist is condemned to death, okay? Whereas in countries like the United States, a rapist just gets off almost scot-free, okay? I heard this story about a rapist who went after the same woman 3 times, eventually killing her. Because when she had testified against him, and he knew where she lived, he just came back when he came out of prison. He went back and did it to her again. And when she testified again, the next time he came out of prison, he killed her. That was a true story. And I heard this from a Muslim woman in a lecture, okay? So she mentioned this, that in Islam, at least, there are laws and punishments that equal the crime, okay? And the rapist is the guilty party. The rape victim is not the guilty party in Islam, okay? That's the truth, okay? So I'll just go to this video first, and then I'm going to do a small search, short search. I'll search a couple of things just to prove my point, kind of, show my point, demonstrate.
We join together and we clove them asunder. This verse of the glorious Quran speaks about the Big Bang in a nutshell, 1400 years.
Yeah, okay. If people are disagreeing with the Big Bang or saying that the Quran doesn't describe the Big Bang, I don't know where they get their ideas from. But anyway, I'm not going to discuss that. I'm not sure where.
And the tablets this story was found on are dated at over 4,000 years old, before the Quran was ever written.
Wow, because the Quran syncs with other religions on some points, whatever that was about. You see, Islam doesn't say that other religions didn't have the truth, like that the Jews didn't have the truth from God. The problem was that they changed their books after. That's what Islam always says. They changed their books. So if there are some tablets, that's great. So I'd like to see this tablets thing. It looks kind of interesting.
What it does sound like, however, is an ancient story from Sumerian mythology called the Song of the Hoe, where the god Enlil separates heaven from earth. And the tablets this story was found on are dated at over 4,000 years old.
So what? Okay, the thing is that a contradiction? Is that a contradiction with science? If it's not, then you have no point. But what's the point, Nate? The Quran says you will not find a contradiction in it, right? There is no discrepancy. Okay, I'm not going to leave this comment. I'm just putting that for the video. Okay, so if you don't have a contradiction, you don't have a contradiction. You basically don't have a point. Okay, there is no argument against the Quran. That's it. Nate mentions in another video a hybridized animal, a lizard that is a hybrid of 2 other lizards that have both male and female genders. So 2 lizard species had a baby. It was a hybrid lizard, and that lizard can only have female lizards. It's basically cloning itself. So Nate said, well, this proves the Quran is wrong because God says in the Quran that he created things in pairs. Well, that is not a contradiction. God didn't create that species of lizard. It was a hybrid. Therefore, there is no contradiction between the Quran and science. You have no point, okay? There is no point for you. You have 0 points, okay? In the Quran, that's a point for the Quran because it's not a contradiction. So it's actually telling you hashtag fact, okay? You know what a fact is, right? People understand what facts are. Zakir Naik is a prime example of the stupid man's genius. Oh, okay, and Nate, you're an example of the atheist stupid man's genius, okay? Get lost. Nobody said Zakir Naik is a genius. Or even if they do, okay, they're just praising someone they like. I don't agree with everything Zakir Naik says, or like everything he says, or how he said it maybe. But he does a lot of good things, I think. I think he's done a lot of good work for Islam, especially in India, okay? Zakir is a coward who refuses to debate anyone with a bit of intelligence. Instead, he picks on the naive, vulnerable guests in his audience. That's hilarious. So Nate calls these people low-hanging fruit, or some of these people are calling Muslims morons and idiots and low-hanging fruit. So I said Zakir is a coward. Okay, I said. Someone said he doesn't pick, they volunteer 6 hours ago. Oh, exactly. I didn't even see that comment before. And also pay. Yeah, so what? Let them pay. Really? Who forced a bunch of low-hanging fruit to go to his lectures and ask questions? Making it sound like the bleep Inquisition. And I got a like for that. I saw when that comment was liked. I saw that. Got that in my notifications. Thanks for the like, buddy. Okay. So I'm going to search something else. I'm going to come back to that 4,000-year-old tablet later. That's a very interesting thing. So I'm going to search. Okay, I'll search this first, I guess. Stats on rape. I couldn't remember what I want to search. You should know these 5 rape statistics. Okay, I hope it's not going to be about Arab countries. I want to know other stats. So he mentions women's clothing. If you dress submissively, you'll get raped or something. Unless you have a good society you're living in. Okay, for every 1,000 rapes that occur in the US. Okay. I'm gonna give this religion versus secularism. Okay, so survivors don't trust the police in America. 13 of those rapes are referred to prosecutors. So that's a government lawyer. Many survivors say they don't want to relive the trauma of their rape in court. Yeah, so there's a problem, isn't it? Some of those rapes will lead to a felony conviction. Right. There is no national rape law or standard punishment for rape in the US. So that kind of sucks, doesn't it? I mean, it would be nice if you knew that if you're a rape victim, that maybe that guy would get his head chopped off. Wouldn't that be nice? I think a lot of women would actually cheer for that. I know men in the West now are like hating on women, ganging up on the women's movement, and I guess totally ignoring the fact that women are victims every day. You know, I hate to be harsh and sound mean and hateful. I don't hate men, but I think men should put themselves in women's shoes a little bit. And those are your mothers and sisters and daughters, or at least they're your neighbors. Maybe you don't have a sister or a daughter. Maybe you don't care about women today. Maybe your mother died and now women are just a thing of the past in your life. I don't know. Every 8 seconds, someone is sexually assaulted in the USA. Wow. Yeah, exactly. That's really sad. And I feel sorry for the women in America, Muslim, non-Muslim, everybody. I feel sorry for their families, their husbands, their brothers, their fathers. You know, I feel sorry for everybody. So we're all in the same boat. We all have to deal with these things. And just using, stats about Muslim women, so you can score some points for your idiotic channel. I think that's wrong. Okay, Nate is not great, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to know about the most horrifying rapes. This is disgusting. How can I get rid of this? Okay, search 1 in 5.